Welcome to Mecum's Gone Farmin' Vintage Tractor Auction, featuring the only classic tractor auction of its kind in the country. Today, some of the hardest to find tractors in the world will hit the auction block. So sit back and relax and enjoy Mecum's Gone Farmin' Vintage Tractor Auction.
Hello everyone, I'm Mike Holland along with my co-host Max Wilson, and we're coming to you live from the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds in Davenport, Iowa. I'm of course talking about the Mecum's Gone Farmin' Iowa Premiere. This is one of the best tractor collections we've ever seen that's going to hit the auction block. Max, this should be a fantastic weekend.
Yeah, I mean, the weather's good, sun shining, and of course we can't forget about our barn art and our memorabilia that we've got coming up a little bit later on. So
plenty of memorabilia, plenty of tractors. There's something for everyone, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody, to Mecum's Gone Farmin' right here in Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds in Davenport, Iowa. I'm Mike Holland along with Max Wilson. Let's get back to the action.
beautiful coat of paint on this. Completely restored. The front end has been rebuilt. New seat, new steering wheel, 600 hours on a new motor. Overhauled transmission, clutch, and TA less than 30 hours ago. So everything with the mechanicals or the powertrain on this has been gone through. And 25 hours on the tachometer since it's been installed. So got the big tires on the back, the big row crop tires. And as you should look at this shot over the hood here, just the paint quality on this, the shine that's coming off of it.
This really is one of the better looking farmhouse I've seen. We had another 1206 diesel come through, but this one, I just can't see a flaw in it. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous.
There's just something else about this one, and not to knock the last one, they've all been real nice looking coming through here, but this one here is just a little bit nicer. I don't know if it's that white paint's got a little more gloss to it, but something's making it stand out a little more.
And of course, the bidders showing their appreciation, sitting right now at $22,000 bid. Staying at $22,000. Don't know quite where the reserve is set yet.
And bid's gonna go on that at $22,000.
Well, that's gonna bring us up to lot S76. Here's another John Deere 1010R diesel. You don't see these hit the block every day.
No, and a 1010 with that tall tire configuration in the back is unusual on its own, but we also look right now, you can see on the side there, it's a diesel tractor. 1010 diesels, there were a few of them made, but this one here is actually one of 273 row crop diesel 1010s built. All new tires, new injector pump, new generator, factory top link, new seat, hydraulics rebuilt, wide front, everything works, and all new gauges. This is probably one of the nicest 1010s we've had come across here. And there's a whole group of collectors that's all they collect are 1010s, and there are a lot of different variations in them.
And they're already going to start rolling it, making its way to the exit door, making sure that every bidder knows the urgency of this situation. In this standing room only crowd here in Davenport, Iowa.
And the reserve has just been pulled on this tractor at about $8,000.
And our camera is going to capture the overhead right there as it sits at the exit door, waiting the final bidding. Sitting right now at $8,750, now at $9,000. And that gives you a great shot there of some of the stare downs that happen between our bidders. Just finding out where they think that limit is going to reach. And they're going to sell it out at $10,000. And that's going to bring us to lot S77. This is a John Deere 720 standard diesel. Now, Max, this is only one of 133 that were actually built.
Yep.
That's going to put it on the rare side.
Yeah, that'll put it on the rare side, and what makes it rare is that it's an electric start 720 diesel standard. This one has new tires, restored, been new gauges, and you notice we had one come through earlier. It's set up a little higher. This has got the little bit smaller configuration on the back of the tires. Still a very sharp-looking tractor. If you notice, it's a rock shaft delete. A lot of them did not have rock shaft if they were standards. Does have single remotes. As you get a good shot there overlooking that curved straight pipe and across the top of the hood. Very nice paint on this tractor. As we just hit $13,000 on this 720. And we got Big Paul coming over here to work with, I think this may be the seller over here. So.
14.5 and roll it out. Get a bit of a pie down. 14.5. Get a bit of a pie. 14,000. Now 5 and 5 here. Now 5. Get a bit of a now 15,000 and now 15 here. Now 15 and 15. Now 5. 15.5 reserve is off. 15.5
and the reserve is off of this tractor. This one's going to find itself a new home, and rightfully so. That is absolutely there's a great shot overhead, showing you just the detail of the restoration here. Sitting now at $15,000 on this 720 standard.
Now 16 bid, now 5, 16.5. He said no, 16.5. It's 16 bid. I'm getting it in my pie. You do it. I'm getting it 16,000.
Our bidders have seemed to reach a new vigor here this afternoon, Max.
Well, I think they might have stopped and had some lunch, and now they got some energy back.
I think you're exactly right. Just sold out at $16,000. And that's going to bring us out to lot S78. This is a 1955. Another great restoration on this one, Max. It's a 1955 Farmall 400 diesel wide front. This one's a little bit different than the other ones that were coming through here.
Yeah, another beautiful paint job. This one here has been professionally painted. New tires, PTO, live hydraulics with the belt pulley. And what really makes this one unique is the fact that it is a diesel engine on this. You don't see as many of them of the diesels as you do the gas versions. New tires all the way around. I mean, just a beautiful looking tractor with that wide front on it. And as we get getting a little bit of a pan shot over the top of it, you can just see that shine coming right off the side of the hood there. And this is selling at no reserve, Mike. So
I will be very surprised if this one stays at $4,500.
Does have the single hydraulics.
There we go.
Back.
Just open it up to $5,000. And they're going to start rolling it close to the door, making sure that everyone knows the urgency again. As you had mentioned earlier, Max, they are going to pick up the pace to get these tractors through, giving everyone the opportunity to make sure that they get a chance to bid on these vintage tractors. Logan's Way for $6,200. And they're telling me that Amanda has someone standing by right now. Amanda, who do you have for us?
It's a great day here at Mecum's Gone Farmin', and I'm here with Derek, who is with his dad, and they just bought a tractor. Tell me about your tractor.
Well, we got this Farmall 400 here. It's a diesel. It's fairly rare. It's got the torque amplifier on it, and it's freshly restored. I believe the engine only has 50 hours on it. It's a nice tractor. It's got the PTO on it. Everything works nice, so we're pretty happy with it.
Now, you were telling me that you are car collectors, and this is going to be a new collection for you going with the tractors. Tell me about that.
Well, my dad, he grew up on dairy farms, or a dairy farm, and we've got plenty of cars, and but we're just kind of getting into the tractor collecting now. We're international guys, but He did buy a John Deere B earlier in the auction. I think the family might disown him for that, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're just getting into the tractors. It's a nice change of pace from the car collecting.
Excellent. So now, what do you like about what you see here at Mecum's Gone Farmin' today?
I feel like you can really connect with anyone, just spark up a conversation with anyone, and just talk about whatever, you know, connect with anybody.
Perfect, and I totally agree with you. Thank you so much for talking with me today.
Thank you. It was nice. Thank you.
All right, let's see what we got going back inside.
This is a 1963 John Deere 2010 Industrial.
Serial number 32191 has a complete hydraulic system set up on it. Has a large bucket. The gas engine runs good on this. 8 forward gears, 3 reverse gears, reverse and shell shift on it. So kind of a uniquely optioned gas 2010 Industrial. A lot of these tractors just got beat to death. So this is a true survivor here. It looks like it may have been repainted or touched up a little bit, but not a bad looking tractor for an industrial.
And they're already putting up $3,250 for this one.
Does have a set of rear wheel weights on it. Looks to be the original rear tires on it. So. And the reserve has just been pulled on this at $3,500.
And just reaching $3,700. Somebody wants this one pretty bad. $3,800 now. Not going to be bullied by these. I love it when these bidders absolutely kind of stare each other down and say, "You're not going to get it over me." Now reaching $4,000, as Max said, there's no reserve on this one. It's a 1963 John Deere 2010 Industrial. Something you're not going to see across our block very often, but we're certainly seeing it now, reaching the $4,200 mark. And auctioneer calling out for the last call. Reaching out one final time before that gavel hits, and it's going to sell out at $4,300.
Welcome back to Mecum's Gone Farmin' here in Davenport, Iowa.
This is a 1969 John Deere Parade Ready 4020 Power Shift.
Yeah, and this one here, once again, another beautiful looking tractor. This does have the power shift on it. Dual outlets, new Firestone Super all-traction tires, 18-438s on the rear. Side console. Chrome exhaust, new seat, new air filter, fuel filter, and oil filter. Recent oil change using John Deere 1540 oil. New battery boxes with new batteries, new fenders. 3-point with John Deere top link, PTO with shield, dual hydraulics, differential lock, front weights, rear weights, new battery cables, new antifreeze, and new radiator hoses. So pretty much a lot of work been done to this tractor.
Sure has, and it's going to sit right now at $13,000, climbing quickly. It's going to start rolling slow. Finding out if we have any more movement from this sitting area right over here in front of our booth. Usually a quieter area in the bidding process. Certainly over the last few have made their presence known.
Yeah, there's been quite a bit of action right in the middle here lately. So.
And sitting right now at $15,000.
We've got Big Paul back there talking to Ben Mecum. Must be on the phone with the seller. And the reserve has just been pulled on that tractor.
Paul doing his job back there for the seller. making sure everyone knows there is no more reserve on this tractor. As it sits at the exit door, it will find a home today. This 420 John Deere, right now sitting at $15,250. Putting it up to all final calls on the bidders. And they're going to sell it out at $15,250.
And that's going to bring in lot S81 as a John Deere 730 standard diesel with electric start. Has been restored, has new tires all the way around on it. Single remote out of the back, does have the chrome straight pipe on it. You can hear it barking a little bit as they were coming in here.
This one a little louder, Max, than what we've been used to over the last dozen or so tractors.
And there's a nice shot of the front end of a 730 diesel. I mean, that's just a nice iconic shot with that emblem in the front of it.
You've been watching Mecum's Gone Farmin'. This is our Iowa premiere. Just getting better and better each and every year. Of course, Dan Mecum scours the country for the best collections to make sure that they hit the auction block. And right in front of us now, we have Paul, I guess, over here with the seller.
Yep.
And
11.7.5. Never thought that. Now 12. Now $12,000, sir. Now get 12. 11.750. Don't let him have it for a quarter again.
And just got the reserve pulled on that when we hit $12,000. So.
At 12, I'm getting it at 250. At 12 here, down 2.5. I'm getting it at 250. At 12 here, I'm getting it at 2.5.
of course, Max and I getting a rare bird's eye view to the action of the seller and maybe some of his process there. Just sold it out at $12,000. And that's going to bring us up to lot S82, a 1970 John Deere 2520, Max.
Yeah, and this one here is a pretty stout 2520, dynoed out at 82 horsepower. Does have the Synchro range with a diesel engine. Completely restored, new PTO clutch, new batteries, wiring harness, new tires and rims, 15.538 Firestone tires. Believed to be 5,960 original hours with a new injector pump, new fuel pump, seat, new wiring harness. Pretty nice looking tractor here. They got it set out wide with that wide front on it. And of course, coming right out of the gate here, right at $10,000 already. Does have the side console on it. This one here, all the rest of the stuff on this is new fenders, 3-point with the original top link, has dual hydraulics, 3-piece seat is brand new. New clutch with less than 5 hours on it. And the reserve has come off of this tractor, new radiator, new radiator hoses, new antifreeze, battery cable, front and rear weights. So pretty much everything's been done on this. And that's going to sell at $13,500.
If you think you've seen value in some of these vintage tractors, take a look at some of the memorabilia hitting the auction block right now.
Very nice original clock. And of course, you look at the front now with Paul holding it, you can see a little bit of yellowing there along the edges. That pretty much can tell you that it's original. There you go, you see a little bit of chip there by the end in Ferguson. $1,100 bid right now on this Ferguson system neon clock. And the bids keep coming on it, $1,500 now. Kind of a neat shot there with that silhouette of the tractor and the 3-point hitch plow. So. That's going to sell at $1,500. And that's going to bring up M69 as a Ferguson system double-sided lighted sign, 48 by 22 inches. And you can see that one's been hung up somewhere for a little while. A little bit of rust and patina there across the top. They do have it lit up right now. And once again, got that neat silhouette of the Ferguson tractor with the 3-point hitch plow on the back of it. $2,200 bid.
And not just the lighted signs, that's going to bring up M70, which is a Ferguson system double-sided porcelain neon sign. I think this logo certainly lends itself when it's lit up. Looks really nice.
Yes, and you got that hanging up here in the rafters the way it should be done. It'd look real neat, mounted in a building the same way.
There's a great shot of it there.
75 inches by 46 by 11 thick. So there they're getting our camera zoomed in on it so you can see it lit up here in the building. And $11,000 bid right now.
This is a 75 by 46 by 11. This is a big, big sign. It's actually hanging from the, looks like one of the steel rafters here in the building. Right now at $12,500, hitting the $13,000 mark.
Must be getting pretty close to reserve on this as we're working a little bit harder. 13.5 now. That's going to sell at 13.5, and that's going to bring M71 as a Minneapolis Moline double-sided tin, 36 by 24. You can see that one has been hung for a little while as it's got the little rotted out, or it looks almost like someone cut it out to clear a beam or whatever, make it level in where they were displaying it. But a very neat piece. Minneapolis Moline Power Implements and the Flying Dutchman there emblem in the bottom. Also shows the Great Minneapolis line, which is the Twin City logo. You don't see many of these signs like that age. Of course, we just run through a bunch of Ferguson stuff. Now we seem to be on the Minneapolis Moline run here. That's going to sell for $1,400 Kathy's way.
Well, welcome back to Davenport, Iowa. I'm Mike Holland along with Max Wilson. Max, it's been a great show so far.
Yeah, Mike, and I can't wait to see what's coming next.
Let's take a look. It's a 1970 John Deere 4020 Synchro range.
And this one here has new Firestone 18438, 3-point with the original top link. Has pretty much a laundry list of stuff on here. It is a side console. New air filter, fuel filter, and oil.
Of course, the 420 diesel. One of the subjects of our Mecum auctions posters hanging in the venue here. Just a beautiful tractor. You get a great view over the head there.
Yeah, this one here also has the dual SCVs on it, or dual remotes.
Looks like they even have the original price tag on the tire. Either that or it rolled over something.
And the reserve has been pulled at 13,000. Going to slowly roll that towards the door.
I like as you get a great shot there, Max, of that kind of cab in, like you were talking about earlier, that dashboard and the tilted thing. That was a little different for the 1970s.
Yeah, they kind of moved everything up where it was right there, an easy reach and easy view of the operator. And we're still working on this 4020 diesel.
Logan asking the auctioneer not to close it out quite yet, still working on someone, and there he goes. He just got it up, pulled it up to $14,000. Logan very proud of himself back there, keeping these bidders bidding and making sure they realize the deal that they're actually getting. There's a good shot of our auctioneers sitting up top, selling that out for $14,000. And that's going to bring us
lot S84, which is a 1958 John Deere 520 with the rare factory spin-out wheels on the 520s. I don't think there were many of them sent out with that option on them. Does have the 36-inch rear rubber on it, factory power steering with single hydraulics and the clamshell fenders on it. And we got Big Paul up there talking with the owner right now, seeing if we can maybe get something done here.
Making everyone in the venue understand she has got a hot bidder over there.
Reserves off.
Waking up the tractor driver there to roll it toward the exit.
And the reserve has come off on this tractor as they're rolling slowly towards the door.
Selling it out for $7,100. Another beautiful John Deere. This one's a 1948 John Deere B&H.
Yeah, and this one here has got all the right equipment on it to be a B&H. It has long axles with that 42-inch rubber. Looks like original rear tires on it. Has a new battery on it. So pretty nice looking representation of the B&H, and this is selling at no reserve. And it's tough to find these tractors with the axles, the long axles still in them. A lot of people have taken and cut those axles off to make them fit in the building, to make them more useful for what they're going to do with them.
Roll that slow, 25, 7 to 50, and 25 down, time to get a bit of what's on half, I'm getting a bit of 7 at bid, and 25 here, down 7 half, and 5 bid, I'm getting it, that's them, I got now 7, and now $3,000, and 3 bid, 3, I'm getting it at 7, and phone, $3,000 bid, and 7 half, pound 3, and 3 pound bid, I'm getting it, here goes, $3,000 bid, and now 7 half, I'm getting it at 3, I'm getting it at 3, now 28 down 3, and the 3 here, down 3,
sitting at no reserve right now at $2,800.
And 3, down 2, and 3, I'm getting it at 32, and 3, I'm getting it at 2, down 2, and getting it at 32 bid, 3 down 2, and 3, I'm getting it at 3,100.
Now at 3,000.
You do that, I'm getting it at 1, and 31 bid, and 1, and 1, and 1, and 3, I'm getting it at 31 bid, I'm getting it at 3,100 out of 81, 31, 31 bid, I'm getting it at 31, I'm getting it at 3, down 1 and a half. Sold at 3,000, sold 3,000, go to the
Selling it out at $3,000. That's going to bring us up to lot S54, a 1959 John Deere 830 diesel.
And that
Yeah, and this one here is a very strong engine on it. Has hydraulics, excellent power steering, and it is an electric start tractor, so.
This is a little bit different look, Max, for the John Deere series.
Yeah, the 830, they only came really in one configuration. That was the standard like this. They did have what they called a Rice Special, but pretty much the only difference there was a little bit different with the mud guards on the rear axles. But they did actually have a designation for it. Went on the side of the hood designating it as a Rice Special, and a lot of those went down to Arkansas and that. This one here is kind of your, I don't hate to use the term run-of-the-mill 830s, but this one here is just the normal configuration with the, looks like 18 434 rear tires and 750 18s or 20s on the front. So.
And of course, selling right now at $19,500.
And always been pretty strong sellers here with Mecum Gone Farmin too.
And getting some movement back and forth quickly, back and forth, driving it up to $24,000 now.
Yeah, and it's amazing once they get rolling on these things what they can bring. So Ryan's going back here to talk to that bidder in person.
Now 626.
I believe we just hit the $25,000 mark on that tractor. Kind of getting to the point where the closer the door they get, the more antsy people are getting on their bidding. So
I think maybe they should get to the door a little quicker.
And, Dan back here working with the one bidder. It's amazing the standards here today seem to be bringing pretty good money, whether it be the propane standards we had earlier or these 830s. So.
I'm going to close a bit on that tractor. You got 25.5, 25.2, 25.5. Have it to the give it to be 5.5. Where are we gone? Have a 25 to the give it to be 5.5. To the 5 to the give it to the 5. Have it to the give it to be 5.5. Have a 25 to down 5. What are we doing? We're going to close a bid. Dan's going to work on that last one. Close the bid, guys. It just
bid goes on that tractor.
I like this next one coming up here, Max. This is a 1932 John Deere GP wide tread top steer.
Yeah, and this one here, one of 320 built, does have the factory round spokes. Completely restored, has correct magneto and carb. The 25th top steer out of 450 built. Green Magazine cover picture, April of 2004. John Deere archive production included, along with a GP wide tread parts catalog. Now, to find something like this with the original rear tires on it, with those original round spokes, is quite a unique piece. You heard the thing come in running, it ran real nice. And already at $25,000 on it. They're getting that thing up closer to that door and sitting at $25,000 bid on it right now.
25.5. You want to do it? 25,005. I got 25 bids. Anybody else want to bid? 25.5. Reserve off. 25,005.
And the reserve comes off of that tractor right now.
Last call. 25 bid 250. Sold it. $25,000.
And it's going to sell out at $25,000. A fantastic price.
It's a little chilly out here, but I am also accompanied by Ralph, and he has some history with International. So Ralph, tell me a little bit about what your history is.
Well, in 1963 in December, I hired in down to Canton, Illinois, at International Harvester. And I worked there for 22 and a half years until they shut the place down. And then I went to Indianapolis. And then probably 2 years after I was over there, they sold International out and they changed the name to Navistar. And that's who I retired from in 1992.
Excellent. Now, what were the sort of things that you worked on International? I know you pointed out some things on this tractor in particular.
Well, most of what I'd done down to Canton was in the inspection department, but I worked in the punch and shear, drill room. I done a lot of work in the drill room. I worked in assemblies, building corn planters and disc and then plows and that kind of stuff down there. But most of my time I was in the inspection department. Done a lot of inspecting in welding and warehouse and stuff like that.
Great. Now, you've been to Mecum's Gone Farmin' before. What do you like about what you're seeing out here?
Well, all the beautiful tractors they got up here, the nice looking tractors. And most of them are better looking now than what they was when they came off of the factory floor, but I like looking at them.
Well, I think you make an excellent point, and thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you. Very nice.
Well, we're going to head back to the auction floor and see what's selling.
That's a 1958 Ford 861. Another just fantastic of the Ford series here, Max.
Yeah, good looking restoration on this tractor here. Has power steering and a 2-stage clutch, new paint, new tires, showroom quality, and I would agree with that. That is kind of a nice looking Power Master there with the two-tone red and gray paint. It does have the Ford version of the spin-out wheels on the back.
45 submit looking for $5,000 where
Newer tires on this one. It's just absolutely ready to go.
Now 5, you're out at 55.
Getting a good shot there at the side of the engine on that 861 and then the front nose right now.
Real slow. I get 55 a bid. Travis holds a bid at 55. I'm looking for 57.50. We're rolling the tractor slow. I get 57.50. All the work's been done. Just put it in your shed. 5,500 here. 57.50. I'm going to get 50 to get 7
It's going to make its way out of our venue here. Mecum Auctions Iowa premiere at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds in Davenport, Iowa. The auctioneers calling for the last call here. And the reserve, I believe, is off.
Yep, reserve was just pulled on that at about $5,500. And that's going to sell at $5,600.
And that's going to bring us up to the next lot. That's 113. This is another nice looking John Deere. It's a 1957 John Deere 720 standard gas.
Yeah, and this one here looks like it's got new rear tires on it. One of 520 gas standards built. To get another good looking paint job on this tractor, and we get a nice little shot there, the side profile. Sitting at $9,000 right now.
Here we go. I'm going to get the roll in. 92.5. Roll on. 92.5. Here we go. Walk away. 902.5. 9-pound bid. 250. I'm going to get 9,100. Got to close the bid again, 9,000.
And he's going to close that one out. The bid will go on. The last bid coming in at $9,000, bringing us up to lot S114. This is a 1961 John Deere 410 LP standard.
Yeah, and this here is one of the rarer tractors, one of 72 made. Complete professional overhaul and restoration. And once again, just another beautiful standard tractor coming through here. Look at those big sweeping fenders and that propane tank sticking up out of the hood there. And the paint's been done and done right. Did not even hear this one sneak in front of us.
Now you're out of 10. I'm going to give a 10, now 11 again. 10,000 with Travis. Travis, your bidder's going to be 11 if he wants to buy. I'm 11,005. Give a 5 with a pound. Reserve's off. I'm 11,000.
And the reserve just came off of this one as it sits at $11,000. This 1961 John Deere 410 LP. Great shot of our auctioneer cam there.
Yep, pretty much get all three of them in the shot there.
Solar, $11,000 right there, Travis. $11,000.
That's going to roll out at $11,000. 1961 model. Very early production. Gas 3-point with PTO, dual hydraulics, wide front, power steering with new 13.638 rear tires and 2 sets of remote hydraulics. So kind of a unique little tractor, handy size to have.
I couldn't tell if it was this one, Max, or the one waiting on deck, but someone was certainly shaking the ground here, and I think I just answered my own question. My goodness.
Good shot of Logan there, selling from our podium cam.
And they're going to sell it out at $37.50.
John Deere 4620, got those big meats on the back of it. 8,000 hours on it, completely restored, engine overhauled, clutch and injection pump have been replaced, and new big Firestones on the back of this tractor. So
I'm gonna say this one's probably the only one that just barely made it into the building. This thing is, as Max said, a beast. 4620, and it has made its presence known. I felt this one coming in when it was just sitting outside.
And as that was sitting in front of us with that curved pipe, it was kind of pointing at us. You could hear that turbo just kind of whistling a little bit. Very nice restoration on this tractor, and a very large tractor at that. When you look at it, it makes it look a lot bigger with those big tires on the back of it and those big tires in the front.
I don't know if you can see it, folks, but from our camera angle here, he is actually sitting above the auctioneer's perch. From where he's sitting on that tractor, just barely fitting under these 14-foot entrance and exit doors, making its way to the exit here.
And the reserve has just come off of that tractor at about $23,000. So
some of them will have the challenge of getting that on their flatbed, taking it home today. It's sitting right now at $24,000.
Sold at 20 for Ryan. Sold at 20 for Ryan.
Well, folks, that's all the time we have for today's show, but don't worry, we have plenty more coming up next week. I'm Mike Holland along with Max Wilson, and we'll see you next time.